All right, everyone. Good evening. Good morning. It's your favorite hammerettes, Specky, Becky, and Katie. We are here to hammer it out for another Thursday night. And of course, the Premier League saved the best reason of all for us to talk about tonight. Right, Becky?
We are back provisionally. We are back on the 17th of June. We are going to be back playing some football behind closed doors, allegedly.
Allegedly. I'm excited for it.
I'm excited. I'm skeptical about it still. I won't lie. I'm really skeptical about it. I still think it's too soon. I think it's too soon to be bringing it back.
I agree. We talked about how many players have it thus far.
Overall, players and staff, we're currently at 12.
12, right.
They've had the third round of testing now. So 12 staff and players have now got it.
Oh, man. Yeah, I think that's going to be pretty tough. And, like the Bundesliga, we don't want any fans cheering in the background.
No, I hope now that it's the third round, so hopefully the fourth round, less should be getting it. I think if more are getting it, there's a little bit of a problem.
Yeah, I mean, we're just going to have to sit back and see what happens. We've waited so long for this moment. We've talked about it for weeks and weeks.
We have talked about it weeks and weeks, non-stop, talking about the Premier League coming back. I think football YouTubers have not spoken about anything more than the football eventually coming back. That topic has been hashed.
Exactly. And we finally get to put an end to it.
We do. We finally get to put an end to it.
Exactly. So I hope you guys are excited as we are to watch the games beginning on the 17th. I'm salivating. I want to go to Stowe's really bad, but I know that won't be possible. So I'll just be here at home with my dog. He'll be wearing his jersey, and we will be watching the games.
Who have we got joining us in the chat tonight?
Oh, it looks like Ray, Foe, 6Bs or Cybs, Charlie Walsh.
Charlie Walsh, the winner. Charlie Walsh, the winner of Hammer Shots last night.
I refuse to mention that. I just was moving on.
The thing is, I will say now, you basically won Friday Night Lights. Let's be honest. I'll take the massive L that I got yesterday.
I think he's rigging these things, to be honest.
You think he has an inside job? Because he does know people. He's quite popular. I don't know why.
Yeah, he does. He was over in Hammers chats, and now he's like an American Hammers guru. I think he's paying somebody off. And when I find out who it is, I'm coming after them.
Better not be Wally.
Yeah, the king. Better not be the king.
Better not be the king.
The king is here tonight.
I'll be watching the king if he's helping Charlie win stuff. It's probably that. It was nothing to do with the fact my West Ham knowledge was poor at best. It is nothing to do with that. It's because Charlie and backhanders.
That can't be true. It can't be because you have poor West Ham knowledge, because way more than I do.
I mean, firstly, thank you very much. That's lovely of you to say. Secondly, go back and watch the episode when you can, and you'll see.
All right, I'll definitely do that. Yeah, life has been a little hectic on my side, so I haven't been able to join the chat room as often. So hi, everyone in the chat room. I miss you. I will be back in the next week or so, I promise. So I appreciate you guys coming in and joining us tonight. We have a lot to talk about. We're very excited. As Rebecca said, Premier League coming back. Super pumped about that. So with that, we're going to kick off with our first topic. Anything we want to talk about in regards to Ngakia? It's been a pretty hot topic.
It has been a very hot topic, and it's been a hot topic, I think, because there's been no news. Like, since football was sort of suspended, there's been no rock solid news. I mean, even now, it's a provisional date for the football coming back. So it's sort of the Ngakia leak was probably quite exciting for people, to be honest. What do you think?
You think? I thought it was interesting. I thought that they hadn't come to a contract agreement yet. And then I just saw today a new contract was being written up, and I didn't even really know that that was a consideration and that he wanted to leave.
I think that, well, so the thing is, nothing's really changed. So the contract has kind of remained the same throughout.
Oh, okay.
It was leaked, so we kind of knew a little bit more about it. Like, do you think anyone was at fault here? Do you think the board were at fault? Do you think Ngakia's agent was at fault, or Ngakia for wanting more money? Because for me, it's kind of a combination of all three.
Yeah, I would think it's a combination of all three. You know, I'm not surprised he wants more, but I don't think he's worth more.
I disagree. I actually think they could have found a middle ground offer for him, especially since he could have been our first choice, because obviously with Zabaleta going, we're left with Fredericks. And that's nothing, sorry, Wally, but that's nothing to me. I apologize profusely, but Fredericks, you know, no, times are hard if we're left with him, you know what I mean, as right back. It's not okay. So I think they could have done a bit better with the offer. And look, they still might come back with a revised offer. So you don't think that he was worth the scholarship extension? You think he should, you think $5,000 a week is enough?
You know, it's not, but you know,
to be fair, he hasn't, you know, he's played what, 4 times? He's played 4 times.
Yeah.
So I can understand why people are like, well,
I feel like we just haven't, we don't have enough.
Do you not think he showed enough promise? When
I definitely think he has promise, but
I just feel that he could be really good for us, and we should, and this goes into how like we deal with academy players. I think we should be taking chances on academy players. I think he's the perfect example of someone we should be taking chances on, in my opinion. I think, you know, especially with the way it is, we don't know how the transfer window is going to work. There's not much money knocking about. I think we should be taking advantage of the fact we have him and keeping him and giving him an incentive to stay. Now, I do know that his money would have gone up the more appearances that he made.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. I feel they could have done more. I feel they could try harder, and they should come back with a revised offer.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to have to, because, you know, like you said, we don't want to be left with Frederick. So I do think it is wise for them to do that.
Obviously, there's other players they've discussed to bring in to buy. But I don't know. My opinion is why would, when we've got like minimal money, or well, the board doesn't want to give out doesn't want to give money to buy new players. I don't understand why we can't take advantage of Ngakia. Obviously, we do have Ben Johnson. But before I get onto my rant about Ben Johnson, I do have a question of what do you think about the club leaking the contract? Like, what's your thoughts on leaked contracts?
I think they do it for, you know, to get a reaction.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think that it's obviously done on purpose.
It definitely controls the narrative. It definitely makes it wants to make you back the board rather than back the player.
Right. Exactly.
And I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that at all. I think we shouldn't know that. We should not know contracts and what they're being offered. I don't think we should. Like they did it with Declan Rice when he wanted more money before they signed him, and they left it till like last knock-ins to sign him. I think that they leak to put pressure, and I don't think that's good. I don't think that's good at all.
Yeah, it's definitely not. We got a lot going on in the chat room tonight. Everybody's popping in.
They should be chatty.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. So I want to talk about a little bit of what you touched on for Ben Johnson, because I know that, we've heard rumors that Moyes is really looking at Ben Johnson and possibly Xander Silva. So I would be excited for him to come up. And, that's maybe another reason why I wasn't as, really interested in Dakia. Really more, I like Ben Johnson. I'm a big fan of his play. So maybe that's why I didn't pay so much attention to Dakia. So do you have any thoughts on?
Okay, so I want to hear what the chat thinks about this as well, because I prefer Ngakia over Johnson, and I know a good few people disagree with me. So I'm interested to hear what the chat say. But for me, I would prefer Ngakia, and also Ben Johnson. He's been pretty injured. And that is another thing that I'm not 100%.
Don't you think they'll just fit right in?
I know that's the problem, but they're putting him for the wrong. That's the issue. They're fitting in we're looking at them and going, oh yeah, you'll be great. You've been injured for the majority of your career. Join us. I just don't. If we got so I am a fan of selling Fredericks, Ngakia, Johnson, and we buy another player. We buy another right back. That I would enjoy that immensely. Sorry, Wally.
I can see where you're saying that. I understand. I like Fredericks as well. I know, Wally is the big fan of Fredericks, but I do see what you're saying, that you could sell both of them and get someone better at left back. It's an interesting concept, but yeah, I mean, I don't know. I just haven't been the biggest fan of Ngakia. Maybe because it's always so hard to say his name, but
I know that Ray, who's in the chat, struggles immensely to say Ngakia's name.
Yeah, and Charlie thinks Ngakia is better than Johnson. Yeah, I know he's had a massive injury, but I still think he has great potential. Even though Ngakia only got to play, a couple games here and there, I just really like the way Johnson plays. So I'm the chat room's a bit mixed. So Ken doesn't think selling Fredericks is a good idea. Foe agrees with me. Yeah.
It's a bit of a wacky one. I will say it's not something I would write to Moyes and recommend him to do, but we need more than Fredericks.
I am of the thought and the idea that at this point with our injuries, we should continue to bring up the youth and grow our team in that regard. I think that if we can build from that perspective, I think that that's going to make us stronger in the long run. And at this point, this is where we're really at, other than not being relegated, of course.
Obviously the situation is a different one. I mean, we need to rely on youth now more than I think we would have ever needed to. Although I will say, it's always time for a strongly worded letter, Rob. I'm 100% in agreement with you. I will be writing a strongly worded letter to Moyes to tell him Fredericks is a terrible footballer. So, sorry, Wally. But I think now we need to be relying on youth more than ever, because, I mean, obviously there is still the risk we will go down, like 100%. There is a huge risk we'll be relegated. I think more of a risk having had a break than the risk of before football was suspended. So we need youth. We need our youngsters, and we need them to work, but the board needs to back them. And I don't think the board is backing the youth.
They're not, which is frustrating. I think that Moyes could do a much better job if he had, more freedom to do some of that. Mm-hmm. And I think that's kind of been his constant struggle as a manager. He hasn't really had the backing of the board 120%. I think the board just needs to let him go and do his thing. And we would be in a much better position.
what I would really enjoy if they didn't just let the manager do his thing and actually like had a scouting system, or anyone. I'll take someone off the street that just knew about football and they let them do the scouting instead of leaving it. That's what I would like. We're talking about players. I would like us to invest in our backroom staff.
Sure, absolutely. But that's just a basic requirement, you know?
Basic thing.
And it's almost like we don't do even the basics correct.
No, we've never done the basics correct at West Ham. That's the part of the problem. Gary made a good point. That they neither has played enough games. That's true. The only thing I will say, Gary, is Ngakia hasn't got injured yet. I say yet because there's a very good chance he may at some point, being that it's us. But for me, it's Ngakia over Johnson. Just the one scout, John. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, exactly. Very nice, John. Oh man.
So I hope that they give. So Rob actually said something that there was he can tell me if I'm wrong, but he said there was a contract like deal on the table that was still like an option. So I haven't actually read that. So if that's true, they've come back and revised it, which is good.
A contract still on the table for Moyes?
No, for Ngakia.
Oh, and yes.
Moyes is staying.
I was confused. I thought you were talking about Moyes. Yeah, I know he's staying. Yes, that's what I saw today, that they were revising the contract.
I wonder if they'll leak that one. I'm going to go ahead and say probably not.
Probably not, because it's going to be the real one.
Just because there was backlash over, I mean, as I said, they did it with Deck. There was backlash with Deck's contract when they leaked that. So yeah. I think they probably won't leak this one. But I hope they give him an incentive to stay. Our youth should be staying with us. Like our youth they should see a route into the first team. We shouldn't create talent in our academy and then just either loan them out or just watch them go because we can't retain them. We need to be retaining our youth. And if we ever get new owners, I hope that's something that they deal with and they bring back the greatness of what the academy could be, because they're not doing that at the moment at all.
Absolutely. We need to furnish from the ground up.
Absolutely.
We were chatting earlier when we were talking about youth and, what direction we need to go in. Diangana came up pretty frequently. We've had our eye set on him. We've chatted about him over the past couple months. Is he strong enough for us, or do we think that he should remain in the Champions League? God forbid we get bumped down. Oh, I hope not. Which I know T will.
But right. So as I said, I think that the being relegated is a huge risk now. I think there's a bigger chance that we could go down now after this break than before. We were on quite a bit of a roll before football got suspended. Obviously, we had Souček, Bowen. We were going forward, and it started to look good. And then this break, and I'm a bit worried about how we'll be when we come back. But Diangana has to come back to us. He has to come back to us, and he has to stay. And he has to be in the first team.
Yeah, I like him. I think that he would be, a great option for us to have in our arsenal. So, I do think that he is strong enough at this point.
I think he has had a good season with West Brom. Apart from his little injury, I think he's had a great season. I mean, he's 22, which is a good age.
Yep.
He scored 5 goals. He's had 6 assists. Like, he's been prominent under Bilic, and I know Bilic really values him. I know people have said, and I know the chat will agree with me, would he get a start with the current team? Because obviously, all of a sudden now, we've got all of our players back fit.
Yep. Fit. Exactly.
Yeah. So we have our players back. So obviously he is gonna struggle, but I would like to sell Yarmolenko, and that would give Diangana a route.
That might be something we agree on, huh?
That would be, well, it's never going to be Antonio, but I'll take it for Yarmolenko. I'll take this.
All right. I like it. Yeah, I think that we should definitely sell Yarmolenko.
But I think if we keep the team as it is and don't really shed anyone, Diangana he'll probably be a waste.
Well, I think too, like you said, we're all fit at this point, right? We've had some time off. We've been training. We're still going to need to build our bench.
Yes, absolutely.
So I think that that's a wise move to have him. He's young. He can learn the system, and we can place him in there in the event someone else gets injured.
I'm being challenged by Foshizi in the chat room. He's upset with me because I'm a certified hypocrite. I will tell you that now. I'm proud. He's an injury. He's a walk-in injury now. Yarmolenko. I early on, I definitely did say that I would have kept him, and I would have liked to have seen him have a go. But I don't think we're really in the position these days to just say let's see, have a go with him. I don't think we're in that position anymore. I think we need to start building a solid team that we can actually work on. Also, he's the highest wage in West Ham, and I think we'd benefit from shifting him, to be honest.
Somehow the chat has moved on to Whoppers and Big Macs.
I really wonder what you were going to say then, Katie. That starting with Whoppers threw me off there. I'm not going to lie. I'm like, the chat's gone wild.
They've gone rogue.
All right, hang on. I want to get involved in some of this rogue chat. Right, what have we got? Charlie, what have you done? And what are they talking about?
Baconator.
Right, I think the question was, right, what if you between Johnson and Ngakia, what fast food would they be?
Oh, okay.
So I would say for me, Johnson would be, I don't know, actually. Ngakia's McDonald's because he's the best for me, right?
Okay, you can have that one.
But the thing is, I don't want to say Johnson's Burger King because I enjoy Burger King. I also enjoy KFC. Damn. Okay, Ben Johnson's a Wimpy. Ngakia's a McDonald's.
See, we don't have Wimpies, so I don't know what that is.
I don't really have a Wimpy anymore, and I can see Tim has just popped up.
Oh, geez.
And
Boss is here. Everybody act normal.
We're about to be told off. But go on, quickly tell me though, Ngakia and Johnson.
Yeah, I think Ngakia is like McDonald's and Johnson is like Arby's.
See, I've never had an Arby's.
Yeah. It's just like...
They're not good.
I mean, it's all right. It's middle of the road. But it's better than McDonald's.
There's... Chat, back me up here, man. There's nothing better than McDonald's.
Yes.
There's no... Oh, actually, to be fair, I've been to Popeyes. I've not been Chick-fil-A.
You're missing out.
Popeyes was so good.
Is it?
So good. Also, Rob's at it again with his wacky animal meat.
Yeah. He's always doing that.
He is wild.
All right. So since we're on the food topic, I'm going to bring it up.
Go.
So what do we think about Sullivan making his own personal donation to the food bank?
That is the smoothest transition I've ever seen. And I love it. That was the best. What do I think about it? Honestly,
I wanted to know what the fans thought about that because I have my own opinion.
Okay, so for me, speaking as I can't speak for all fans, but as a fan, it's good. Well done, him. He's a very rich person. I kind of prefer it when people do these things silently.
Yes.
I don't like. Now I don't know who announced it, whether it was the food bank or he leaked it. But for me, okay, it's great. You know, times are really hard, and especially in Newham, times are hard. It's a bit of a PR coup, I think.
Yeah.
There's a little bit of the media friendliness going on in there.
You know, I was feeling that as well. I truly enjoy seeing when they take opportunities to donate, specifically when it's their own money, it's not coming from the organization. I definitely think that there was, you know, some sort of political move on that, but very honorable. I was happy to see it, even though we've had such negative things to say about him as of recent. You know, I just wanted to shine a little bit of a positive light at this point.
So Kieran, see, I'm going to do a smooth transition link now.
There you go.
Kieran has said, feed the poor, how noble. Actually, Mark Noble did feed the poor. He gave a significant bigger figure of money, actually, to a charity. You should never compare money, but I think overall, you know, it could have been a bit more, but that's just my opinion. But I would have rather have not known the figure that he'd have given. You know, in the same when they leak contracts, sometimes it's better not to know what's going on in that sense.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah, like I think it's good. It's a good thing for him to do. Maybe if he could start looking after the fans a little bit better, there's also that. But you know,
yes, but they decided not to do the club cash. So that's great.
That is the only. I can't criticize the board for that at all. I think the only thing I can criticize is maybe it just took a little bit longer than it should have to announce.
I think so too. I was happy to see that.
There was like 5 clubs left, including West Ham. You know, come on, they must have known what they were going to do. Let's not pretend.
Do you think they were just saying that to see if they could get away for it for a little bit?
Likely, yeah.
Yeah, like let's just see if we can maybe pull the wool over their eyes.
I agree. I think once clubs started to refund, they were like, we've got no choice. We have to do it. And you know what? They did. Okay, so the refunds, they don't want to give refunds. We know that. They're a business. No business wants to give refunds. They want people to keep the cash in the club.
Right.
I get but they have offered a refund. So I'm curious, any season ticket holders in the chat, because I know Mr. Walsh is a season ticket holder, what they're going to do. Or actually, let's do it hypothetically. What would you do if you're a season ticket holder? What would you do in the chat? Would you get a refund? Would you use it on next season's ticket? Like, I'm curious to know what they would.
Yeah, that's an interesting point. You know, I mean, obviously, if I was a ticket holder, I would want to continue, but with how much they've ticked everyone off and the delay of having the stands closer to the pitch, I don't know how I would feel.
Also, it's curious because who knows what's actually going to happen with next season's ticket.
Right.
Because, you know, we don't know. And we'll come back to the Premier League starting. But I don't know if it's worth leaving your money in there because, you know, you're not going to be able to attend anyway.
Right.
And it would be probably I'm guessing it could be half. But next season is a thing, sort of. But it's, I don't know. I think I'd probably take the refund, but you get less money if you take the refund. That's how they're working it. So I don't know. I think a lot of people are saying discounted season ticket. Charlie will take the money. To be fair, I'd take the money. I'd probably get a refund.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, the other thing too is, you know, with coronavirus and everything, what is the future going to look like?
That's the thing. I don't know. I can't see how it's going to work. Obviously, with fans, I can't see how it's going to work with fans. I mean, the quickness that everything's going back to normal in the UK at the moment tells me that fans might be in sooner rather than later. But that could cause its own issues if it's too soon. But as for a season ticket, I know fans, people I know off of Twitter that just won't renew. They just won't renew. Some people are renewing because the board have done it okay. So some people are like, no, actually, I'm going to leave the cash in and I'm going to get a discounted season ticket. But I don't know. I can't moan. They've done that pretty well. They've done that pretty well. I couldn't ask for more because there's no more you could ask. People wanted the option of a refund. I think some fans did complain that you had to ring the club to get a refund. You kind of had to talk them into it and to give it to you. But ultimately, they're a business. They're a business. Maybe it's not run the best, but they're a business at the end of it. So they don't want to have money taken out. They want to keep it in. Absolutely. So, but I can't complain. I'm sure once the football starts, I'll find more to complain about the board. It's been a weird time actually. I've been complimenting the board a bit too much.
Yeah, that is weird. I don't know that I like that.
Bit uncomfortable with it. It started when Karen Brady said about none avoiding the season, and I found myself agreeing with the woman, and I'm like, this isn't good.
That's not good.
The day you agree with Karen Brady is the day something's going wrong. But I will say throughout the whole COVID pandemic, the board have done pretty well. Okay, I think most of it was for good press, but I think they've done well. I mean, they didn't furlough any of their staff. They kept them on their full wages.
Yep.
Throughout this whole thing, actually, they've done pretty damn well. The board, they've dealt with it well. I mean, obviously they don't have that many staff. There's also that.
Right. I was going to say that, and competitors were doing that. Well, and most companies have been trying to keep their staff.
They have, and I'm sure they saw obviously Liverpool doing a massive U-turn on because they furloughed their staff, and then there was a petition, and social media went a bit crazy, and then they did a U-turn on the decision. So I'm sure they saw that and probably thought, okay, well, let's not. And they saw what Levy was doing with Spurs. So yeah, I think it was only for good PR, to be honest. At the end of it, it's good for their staff. It's good for their staff. I just worried they were going to screw over the fans with the season ticket, but they didn't. And I saw Wally asked the question about refunds. If I can just find it. Yeah, they're giving refunds to anyone who asks for a refund. So it's not automatic, but if you ring them and ask for a refund, they will refund you.
Man, I wish I could have that for my flight ticket over to Europe. I still can't get my refund.
I don't. I've been having problems with airlines, who I won't name, but airlines they're not offering refunds. That's all I'm saying. It's just like that. It's a nightmare. It's not okay.
So I'm dying to see the new kit.
I am dying to see the new kit as well, actually. And again, chat, who are very chatty tonight. They are. I want opinions on kit. So Hearts have released their kit for 2021. And of course, it's Umbro. And Umbro often uses templates of shirts. So I've seen that, and it's really nice, actually. It's nice. I don't know if anyone else has seen it. Got nice cuffs and collar, all quite similar actually to our away strip this season, which I'm a huge fan of. It's my favorite shirt. I love it. Again, I have another question for the chat. What would they like to see in a shirt? Because it's the 125th anniversary. So I want to know what they would like to see in a shirt. What would you like to see in the shirt, Katie?
So I love the blue. I love the baby blue. As you can see from my two jerseys, I wear the black, the baby blues. So I love that. But I've kind of been looking at some of the older school with the claret and then the blue on the sleeves.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'd really like that as for the anniversary, going back to the older jerseys. With baby blue socks.
I think it'll be a retro style because of the anniversary. But John, control yourself. on the internet, will you please?
Oh,
after a
you
divorce,
know,
she'll never be back in a West Ham kit again.
I do like her though, but she's not a real fan, right? She's only a fan through her ex-hubby.
She married Russell Brand, who's
yeah.
John's just thinking of that picture of her in the corset. Aren't you, John?
Yeah.
I can read your mind, John Nolan.
Exactly.
Read your mind. I would love to see more light blue, because like you, I absolutely love. But also, I love navy. I loved last season's third. Yeah, absolutely loved it. To be fair, I love this season's one, which was the purple, but blues. I'm all about the blues. I knew it, John.
Yeah, you know, the purple grew on me. I wasn't a real big fan of it from the beginning, but
I love that. Purple's my favorite color. That's like a super stupid reason to love a shirt, but it's my favorite color. So yeah, that I would love. I would love to see more baby blue. I just don't think I know we had on this season's on sort of the upper half, but I would like to see more baby blue. But it's going to be a retro style shirt. I'm quite excited for it. I wonder when they'll release it or release anything about it, because obviously next season's quite it's going to be an interesting time to see how it works out.
It will. And will or will there not be a Red Bull on the front of that?
And it better not be. Now I'm going to upset the chat.
Yeah.
Actually, Red Bull Ray, as I'm going to call him. He loves a bit of Red Bull for sponsorship purposes. So he'd happily have Red Bull run West Ham. I think quite a lot of the chat would actually like Red Bull. Would you take Red Bull if Red Bull came and knocked on the door and said, "We'll take you over"?
Yeah.
I just don't like it.
I know. You guys have a different opinion. Yes, I get it.
I just don't like the idea. I think it's okay. My opinion is we had so much of our heart removed coming from Upton Park and all of that to go to Red Bull. I don't know. I think it would be losing even more. Would people want to lose even more because it would give the club bigger opportunities, access to better players, etc., etc.?
That's where I'm thinking it's a yes.
Yeah,
you could trade that to have more power and money and decision making for the players we want.
I just don't know if I'm ready to see Red Bull advertised around the London Stadium and on our shirts. I know they couldn't change our badge. They couldn't change our badge, but I don't know.
No,
I don't know about Red Bull. It wouldn't be for me. It wouldn't be my. Red Bull gives you wings, Mr. Borum.
I had to feature that one. I mean,
also gives him holidays.
Do they? Oh, yeah. Must be nice, Ray. Yeah, I mean, I think that it would be advantageous for us to move to Red Bull. I think that we could get more of what we wanted out of London Stadium as well. We can pour a little bit more into that.
I don't know. See, I have this idea of Red Bull.
Buy it.
All this advertising, probably have drones all over knocking about, dropping Red Bulls on people's heads. I'm not about it. I don't want it.
They're not going to drop Red Bulls on people's head.
No, but they'll hand them out for free.
They won't even let you bring a drink in.
Red Bull's the alcohol. You can take Red Bull and it's fine.
All right.
You can take Red Bull. But yeah, no, for me, Red Bull, I'm not. I just wouldn't. I wouldn't. And I don't know. Maybe I would. I don't know what's worse for me, GSB or corporate everywhere. I don't know.
I think Adam's right. Red Bull would give us wins, not just wins.
That man ever stop? That man never stops. Frankel's always at it. I know Charlie would take Red Bull. I think I'm definitely in the I'm 100% in the minority here. I know that. But
you are sticking with tradition, and I understand that, and I think that there's a lot to be said about that. There's been so much taken away, and there's been so many changes. To have something else change is just, one more thing that doesn't feel like home.
I mean, I would say that, like, I mean, it doesn't. A lot of fans would say it doesn't feel like home. I can't imagine Red Bull will make it feel any more like home. I'll be honest, but we would have access to better players, and it probably would move us up the table. Which I think it depends what you want. Do you want to retain the little bit of history we have left, or do you just want to become a better team and see European football? Because I think that's what it boils down to, really. Also, they would give us some scouts, and I feel like I'm convincing myself.
We do need that.
They'd give us actual backroom staff. Go on then. I'll take Red Bull.
All right. I changed Rebecca on one thing.
She hammered it out of me, chat.
Chat room, mark it down.
I know. But I don't know. It's just the change of kit, the colours. So I don't think they could change the claret and blue, but there'd be definitely some Red Bull attitude going on the shirts, and I don't know how I feel about that.
Well, if you take the claret and you make that the red of the Red Bull.
But then you're going to, I don't know.
They could do it.
I don't know. Now I've just seen what Ray said about winning me over. I've changed my mind. Unless Ray's taking me on holiday.
There you go. Ray, you better be taking her on holiday. And I'm coming in the suitcase.
I will take Red Bull any day.
Buy one, get one free.
I know, Charlie. I had to do a smooth drop because, oh my God, Charlie B agrees with me. Hang on. I've got to ignore the other Charlie for 5 seconds. Charlie B, tell me why no Red Bull.
Oh yeah, Charlie boy.
Tell me why.
Wow, I'm surprised. Actually, Charlie boy, I do have to let you know, I got brand new gazelles. They're claret with baby blue on the outside. They're pretty smoking.
They sound amazing.
I am pretty excited to wear them on game day. New game day shoes.
I love gazelles. Absolutely love gazelles. I can't believe Ray's like, that's a bit forward, as if Ray doesn't know me. If that's the most forward thing I've ever said to Ray, then I'm pretty surprised.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, no, Red Bull. I wouldn't even take KFC West Ham or Burger King West Ham, which is what in the chat.
That's a big deal. That is a big deal.
I know what the chat's playing at. They're just trying to bring it back.
I don't know, Tebow. I mean, I would take them, obviously, but
I'd like Adidas as a shirt sponsor. I'd like Adidas to make our shirts.
Yeah, I just had to throw that out because Charlie boy and I were talking about sneakers a couple weeks back. He was looking for a new pair. But yeah, Charlie boy, you'll eventually have to catch us up on why you think Red Bull should not
give us wings. Come on, that was very good. Charlie B, tell us why Red Bull shouldn't give us wings.
Exactly.
Also, I want a round of applause for that in the chat because that's quite good.
It is good.
I'm being as smooth as Katie tonight, so you're
picking it up.
Trying my best.
You're the hostess with the mostest.
No, that's you, KK. That is you. I want to answer Charlie's question, but Tim, as soon as I mentioned the word food, Tim's ears
burn. He just appears.
He appears in a puff of smoke. If you had to pick one food to sponsor West Ham, which food would it be?
That's hard.
What food would West Ham be? Oh.
See, I'd pick like a candy or something.
When we're bad, like I'd say we're like gherkins. No one likes us. We'd be like gherkins on a good day. On a good day. I don't know what we'd be on a good day. That's an interesting question.
I don't know what he's talking about, but
yeah, I don't. Charlie. That's a hard question. Stop it with these hard questions. This is unacceptable. Okay, Charlie's. I kind of agree. Oh yeah, sorry, Adam. Pickles, gherkins are pickles. Sorry.
all right, here you go, boy. Yeah. If people complain about GSB and all the money, are they ready to sell their soul for a big corporation? Yeah, I know.
Yes.
But
Yes, that's what I'm saying. I think Charlie B said that better than I probably ever could.
yeah, but I think we're too far along.
Do you know what? I'm going to say it. Like, the grass isn't always greener. The grass.
It is when you're winning. It is when you're at the top, baby.
But we still could win with. We could win with GSB. We do need new owners. I think we need new owners that aren't like Red Bull. That's literally it. I just think, yeah, I just don't think Red Bull's for us. I would rather we got some non-corporate owners. That's just my.
Agreed. I think that, definitely having non-corporate owners would help. But while we're stuck with it now, I'd rather be at the top than in the relegation zone at this point.
I know. I mean, I feel strongly about Newcastle's takeover, which probably might not be happening, but I feel strongly about that takeover as well and how it shouldn't happen. So I feel quite strongly about takeovers in general. I just think with GSB right now, it's bad. We kind of know what we're getting. Let's just try and stay up at the moment, because GSB ain't going to go until the lease on the stadium's up and we're no longer renting it. They're not going to go. They're going to want to go when we can sell. That when they can sell the stadium, that's when they're going to go. Until then, we're stuck with them, because they're going to want to make maximum coin out of selling West Ham, and so we've got them for like quite a while now, I think. And I think they'll go back to being rubbish once football comes back. Normally, I think we can go back to insulting them, because I said we've been agreeing with them.
Yeah, we're going to go back to hating them.
Also, talking of things that I also hate, pumping in crowd noise. Putting people's faces on Zoom.
See, I think they should pump in the crowd noise. I like it, but I agree with you. I think the whole Zoom thing is going to be a little weird.
Sex dolls in the crowd. Although we probably could get a good deal on them, with Gold and Ann Summers. Pretty sure they've got some knocking about.
Oh, no.
Cardboard cutouts. I don't like any of this.
No cardboard cutouts.
I don't like any of it. I think if we're going to have to do this, and we are having to do it this way, I think we should just do it behind closed doors. No crowd noise. Let's just play. I mean, I would any of the chat go on Zoom when we come back at the London Stadium? Would any of you, sit there with your mics off? Because that's what they'll be doing. Because they won't keep the mics on, because people will just swear. It's weird hearing that though, Wally. It's weird.
I like it. And I think as a player, you're not concerned about what's going on, what they're, pumping in through the loudspeaker. I think as a player, when you're in the zone and you're focused, that's the last thing on your mind. So, I don't think they really care, to be honest. But
and I genuinely think that it's the noise won't help. It gives no advantage. It gives no crowd advantage, because there's no crowd there. There's no advantage to pumping in crowd noise.
Right.
I don't think it does anything. And yeah, Rob's right. There'd be loads of mooning. I mean, there'd be loads of flashing on Zoom. These are British people. This is to do. So, I wouldn't how they'd work out who they could trust and not trust is beyond me. But I am not about that. And I've been watching some of the Bundesliga and seeing the celebrations of the goals when they're scored. You can still tell it means as much even without the crowd. So it's not affecting the players immensely. However, I will say teams like Norwich, Villa, us, Brighton, not having that when you're in a bit of a relegation fight, I think will make a difference, because we need that backing. We need that backing. Yes, Charlie B, I'm sure your car will cut out has already got a ban in order. I'll about that for 5 seconds.
Yeah, exactly. Your cardboard cutout better have a mask, Charlie boy. You're in the hot zone up there. He's in like the epicenter of America, then Jersey.
Yeah,
sorry, New York.
I'm not about it. And I do love what John said about them being used sex dolls. Yeah, probably.
Oh, geez.
Yeah. There'll be returns. There'll be returns. But yeah, no, I just think they should play it as is. I just as is. Now, talking of no crowd and noise, they're still not decided on the venues yet for when the Premier League comes back. So they're still hashing out where it's actually going to be played. So as far as I know, they've said no to neutral venues. The police sort of stepped in and said no to neutral venues.
Yep.
So it's back on the 17th. First match is Man City versus Arsenal and Sheffield and Villa, and then it starts officially on the 19th. Good news is they're doing free to air, which is pretty good. Sky are doing, oh God, I don't know, there's 92 matches, and I think Sky are showing 25 free games. And then they're going to...
Yeah, it was about 25.
Yeah. So that's pretty good, I must say. I think that is good. Obviously, they'll be showing them on Saturday, so the blackout doesn't apply because it makes no sense. But I do have a question. Today, it came out that Cresswell and Ogbonna aren't training.
Yeah.
They're not at training because they're injured. What do you think about that? I don't think they're injured. I just don't think they want to train.
Yeah, I think Cresswell too, he just had a new baby. So I think maybe for him, just wanting to be home and spending time with that new baby. And, again, like you said, the fear of Cresswell getting coronavirus. I know that was a big fear of his. And he talked about that pretty openly. So I think, they're just kind of using that as an excuse to not get back to training. But yeah.
I agree with you. I mean, Ogbonna, I think, has a young family as well, but he's not spoken out sort of publicly. Obviously, Cresswell's been pretty vocal about it. The only thing I would like, though, is unless they are actually injured, I'd actually like some transparency about why they're not doing it, because I think they'd get support. I think fans would support them if they said, I don't want to play. It's too much of a risk. I don't want to train. Obviously, leaves us with a problem, though, because if Cresswell doesn't train, obviously there's only a couple of weeks until football's due to come back, is that if he does start training late, he'll be fit enough to play, and then we're left with Masuaku, who that's not our best player to be left with.
No.
Like for left back, seriously, it's not good. So will Cresswell be fit?
I was hoping at this point in time he would, have his injuries a little more healed up and settled. I was looking forward to him getting back to practice and, proving that he is fit at this point. So, it's disappointing to not have him back.
The thing is, I think he is fit. That's the thing. I think he genuinely is fit. I think that it's just a case of he doesn't want to train. And as I said, that's absolutely fine. If the club were just like, he doesn't want to train. I mean, the club have said they would, most clubs have supported. I mean, Troy Deeney's gone back to training now. So he's dealt with it. He's spoken to Watford. I feel like Cresswell could probably do the same. I understand. But I think there needs to be some definite transparency with why they're not playing.
Yeah, I agree.
Don't treat the fans as if they're stupid, because we know. I know Fo just said about refusing could affect transfer value. It could, but I think bad PR is pretending that they're injured. Because there's been calls on Twitter as soon as it come out, Cresswell, we should get rid of him, we should sell him, get him gone. I don't think we should actually sell him.
No.
So I feel like they probably shouldn't be lying about injuries, considering that's nothing to joke about with West Ham, because most people are injured.
Right.
So I don't think it's something we should be joking about with injuries. But But yeah, as for Ogbonna, that's I'm guessing it's the same reason, unless he is actually injured. But I'd be interested to hear what injuries they've got.
I haven't heard Ogbonna was injured. So
just coming out of a break. So I mean,
right, exactly. What were you doing?
I feel like if we're, you know, we've got Jack Wilshere who's well. I mean, that boy's injured just walking. Sorry, Ray, but he is. Like Cresswell can't be injured. He's not as injury prone as Jack is. So I'm pretty sure it's just a lie.
Yeah.
But then I did predict this. I predict there may be a few injuries once we start playing again, because our players' head's going to be in it, or their mind's going to be elsewhere, because, you know, there's still the threat of the virus going on. Let's not pretend that it's all better now, because it absolutely isn't. It's not better at all. Like it's still bad. We're still in the middle of a pandemic.
Yep.
So that's still going to be on their mind. So I'm just curious how it's going to affect players, or if it won't affect them at all. If they will be never. I had to sit, Ray, I love you. I had to sit through a show where you spoke for an hour about your love of Jack Wilshere. So I'm going to punish you one day by making you sit for an hour of me talking about Mark Noble.
I'm sorry. I'm not into the humor like this, but it is so true. Tone, you're absolutely correct. He could sneeze and he would have pulled his calf. It's funny.
He definitely did a fantastic tackle on his wife, and he didn't get injured in a tumble dryer. Quite how he did get injured in a tumble dryer, I'll never know. But you know,
that's funny.
But it's true, Kieran. We've got our full squad for our first. I think, and you can correct me if I'm wrong. Our first, the first time since Pellegrini, we have our full. Quick, Katie's gone. Curry chat. Charlie, come on.
Hey. No curry chat.
Is our first full squad since Pellegrini. So, you know, Moyes has got some.
You know how it always down to the second.
So, yeah, Moyes has got some work to do with all of our players being fit now. He's got some choices to make, and hopefully some people to sell.
Yeah, I agree with you. Hopefully he does have some people to sell, because, you know, we have spaces to fill and we're ready.
We have people to genuinely sell. Like, we do have people to sell. What do you think, just before we're at 57? I don't know whether to talk about Moyes or just have some quick shot questions from the chat.
You want to talk about Moyes?
No, should we talk about Moyes, or should we take some quick questions from the chat?
Oh, we can take questions from the chat. That's fine.
Yeah, just we could discuss Moyes. We could discuss Moyes next time. Literally, Katie's gone, and now I'm presenting my own show. So come on, chat. Quick fire questions, or it's curry chat. It's curry chat, Charlie. I'm here. It's curry chat. You know, I love a butter chicken. I love a tikka masala. Not necessarily the most traditional, but it's just yeah. But the thing is, Charlie, he can see me. So you're all about this, but he can definitely see me. See, do you know what I don't really like? Biryani Tone. It's just not my thing. See, all right, hang on. I will kick her. Thing is, I can't kick her out. Right? So it's just me now. Here we go. It's just me. What can you see in the chat? Is it just me now? Because, like, you know, I'm good with this. It's just me. That's fine. I'll go curry chat. Give me some questions, chat. I've got what? Couple of minutes. Give me some questions. I'm gonna answer.
Surprise!
I was just mid curry talk, about to talk about a biryani.
Oh man.
But okay, right, we're both back now. Yeah, Darren, you could definitely have my address. I'm so sorry. As soon as I come off this, I will send you my address. So come on, chat. Quick 5 questions. Got 2 minutes. Also, lambs. Oh, vegetable or lamb samosas. I'm answering that before I'm answering Charlie's. Vegetable, Fo. Right. Where are we? Would you keep Moyes if we got relegated? One word answer. No. Would you keep Moyes if we got relegated? I don't think we'd have a choice. But no, if we get relegated, we shouldn't keep Moyes. We shouldn't keep Moyes.
Oh, I'll be livid. If we get relegated, I'm burning all my jerseys.
The thing is, there's still such a good chance we can get relegated. But Moyes, if we get relegated, Moyes isn't our man. I don't even particularly think he's our man now. But if we get relegated, no, he'd have to go, but he'd stay because the board wouldn't get rid of him. The board have literally come out and said, if we get relegated, he's staying, whether we stay up or go down.
I'm not happy about that.
I just don't. Moyes is
because they want to give him an opportunity. They want to give him a fair shot, which they should have done that to begin with instead of this. He had
a fair shot when he started. He had a fair shot when he started, and he's only kind of peaked in the last couple of matches before we got suspended. He only found his sort of when he decided his dinosaur tactics weren't working, and he changed that. That we got better. So yeah, there we go. There was a small Moyes discussion for you there.
Yeah.
About Moyes, but he's old tactics. He's got a lot to do now. He's got a lot to prove because we've got a fit squad. Let's see what he can do. If we go down though, he should go.
Well, it'll be interesting because our next show is 2 weeks before we would even kick off, so we'll have a lot to talk about then.
We will be start. I mean, as I said, it's still a provisional date for it starting. I've got a lot to say on the championship coming back or not coming back.
Right.
Yeah. So there'll be more news.
It might
be pushed back. So we'll see.
Exactly.
I'll just quickly answer the Tones question though. Who will end up top goal scorer for us? Hilaire's on 7.
Yep. Who will know?
It's going to be Jordan Hugill. Back, and he's going to score 12.
Bowen.
He's going to score 12.
I think Bowen.
Yeah, I think Bowen's got an urge. He's got the fire.
He's hungry, and he has that fire.
He wants to score goals. He 100% wants to score goals. Yeah.
He'll be lucky. Sorry, I was trying to.
To be fair, that's a really nice comment. Thank you. We are a passionate bunch.
That was a very nice comment. And I just wanted to address Charlie. He'll be lucky if he even makes it out on the pitch.
Hugill could come back. To be fair, Hugill could come back. It's a legitimate option. I know we mock Charlie for it, but it's a legitimate option. He could come back.
Sure,
come back. If we get relegated, bring back Big George. Let's recall Big George.
Yeah, and I agree with Neil on this comment. I think that Moyes does have an opportunity to prove himself. Mm-hmm. He's had plenty of time to train at this point. He's, gotten new players in. He's trying to build off of what Pellegrini did. So I think that now is a great opportunity for us to see him, see how he can improve things. And, if he doesn't, then off with his head, because I'm going to be a very unhappy little lady.
If Moyes can't prove himself when he's got a literally full fit, I say fit, it'll only last 5 minutes.
Sure.
But he has a full pick of our team. And to be fair, let's be honest, there's some good, although I say Yarmolenko should go, there's some real, we've got some talent. We do genuinely have some talent when they're fit. So he has an opportunity to kind of create his own mix. So if he messes this up, he's just literally not for us. Not for us. Stop that. Kieran
Flapperson wants to be up at striker.
Stop this. It's not funny. It's not clever. Roberto should never be mentioned.
Yeah, let's let that one die.
Let's let that go. That's not, Recall Big George I can get behind. Slippery hands, Roberto, I can't get behind.
Flippy flop man.
Yeah.
So
Charlie B thinks it'll be Fornals.
Could, yeah, it very could be, but I'm just gonna go with Bowen. I think you going with Bowen too.
I no, Hugo. We're gonna bring him back.
All right, you're going with Hugo.
I'm going Hugo.
Right.
I think if we if I hope Fornals gets the minutes that he did before it was stopped, because obviously Moyes wasn't playing.
I think he will.
I hope that. I hope that
he waited too long to put him in. He put him in. He proved himself. I think he will be a starting player going forward.
I hope so. I think that but see, with Moyes, you can never quite tell. I think you can never quite tell.
That's true.
But Tone,
more so than Pellegrini, though.
Yeah, I mean,
Pellegrini just really frustrated.
But I agree with Tone. Bowen for Euros. That would be I could actually see that.
So, anything else you want to discuss, or should I jump on my last topic?
Go on the last topic. We're over, but let's go for it.
We are. We're a chatty bunch this evening.
We're having fun.
We always have fun. Okay, so I have a friend over the pond named Ginger Carroll. I don't know if any of you know of him. He actually challenged me to a keep up challenge. And I have been retired for a few years now. I really don't play unless I absolutely have to. So the keep up challenge is what we call in America juggling. And the challenge is for Isla Canton. And I don't know if people here in America know about Isla, but Isla has, now I'm going to butcher how to say it because, not that I'm not in the medical world, but she has neuroblastoma. And she has been in Barcelona for the past 6 months receiving treatments. And she finally found out she's cancer free, which is very exciting. So the reason I'm bringing this up is because Tim said that Rebecca and I didn't have a lot in common, but I disagree because Rebecca and we have very big hearts.
Yeah.
And I think that this is something that mimics what Rebecca and I are about. And I wanted to bring it to the attention of our show because I was challenged to do 100 keep ups, which is 100 juggles. So I am going to challenge the Hammers Network to do this with me. So I'm challenging American Hammers Network to do the keep up challenge. And when you do that, I want you to tag Isla's page as well as Becky and I, Miss West Ham Philly, and Specky Becky. And when you do that, I will personally donate $1 for every tag we get. If it goes over 100, I will go live and do my keep ups live for our next show. And just to give you guys a little picture, I'm going to show you because I just love, let's see if I can do this. I just love little kids in their West Ham gear. Like, can we not? She's like the cutest thing, right? Here she is. She's just the most adorable baby. And here she is in her kit. So I just wanted to challenge everyone. I don't know if you can see that there. Just wanted to challenge everyone to do the keep up challenge. So the challenge is if you can do at least, I think if you do more than 10, you only have to donate £5. But if you can't do more than 100, you have to donate £10. So keep up challenge for Isla Canton. She is now officially cancer free, but I know she's trying to make it to the US, which is why I'm bringing this to the American Hammers Network as a challenge. There are a couple other treatments that she needs to get here in the United States, and they do not currently have the funds. So they are fundraising for it. And the creators of the Keep Up Challenge was Nick Marsh and Baz Cox. So I've been in contact with Nick, and he's given me all this information. So I really hope that you guys will jump in and support her in getting here to America. We'll have a little hammerette here. So let's, do what we can as a team, as a family, and get her here to America so she can get better. Because neuroblastoma is very, very rare, and it's very expensive to get the treatments. So just something that I thought that Rebecca and I wanted to help promote and get that out there for everyone to jump in and support. So I am calling on you guys to jump in and help us with this. So
and every tag that we get, so if you tag me and Kate in it on Twitter, I will match Katie's donation.
Oh, there you go.
We'll double. So get tagging, get doing it. You lot can do it. I believe in you lot. You lot can do it. So I will match Katie's donation.
Oh, all right. So we got a lot at stake here. So guys, we love you. You guys are the best fans, obviously.
Absolutely.
And we look forward to coming back in 2 weeks from now with more exciting news. Until then, do your 100 keep ups, your 100 juggles. If I get 100 tags and Rebecca gets 100 tags, I'll do mine live. And to end the night, we're going to give it a good old come on, you irons. All right, guys, have a good one. It was great seeing you. We'll see you in 2 weeks.